It is turning into an all right morning. Hello everyone, welcome. We are in Rocky Mountain National Park on the approach to Longs Peak via Cable's route. As always, I want to give a disclaimer. Climbing is inherently dangerous. Obviously, I don't know your skill level or experience. I can't make a risk assessment for you. But what I hope to do is, one, help you navigate, and two, give you some footage to help you make a risk assessment. Ducking down out of the wind here. Hope this audio quality is better down here. I'm about 5.5 miles in on the Keyhole route and then branching off toward the left, toward kind of what looks like a bottleneck in the cliff face. Got a lot more rain than expected last night. Thankfully, the wind's been blowing pretty steady all morning. Everything seems to be pretty dry. It's mid-July, and I saw an up-to-date trip report that said there's a little bit of snow, and it's mostly avoidable, and some residual water on the rocks. So I'm feeling pretty optimistic. I spent last night at the Rocky Mountain National Park campground, and I showed up on a weekday morning, and I was surprised that there was a lot of open spots. It's literally about a 3-minute walk from the trailhead. So it gave me the comfort of knowing that I can start any time that I like and not have to worry about finding a parking space. I started about 4 and it looked like the parking lot was pretty full. I picked up a little trail not far from the edge of the cliff on the east side or to the left. I'm close enough now that I think I can see the route that I'm going to take. I think I can see the dihedral Crux, though I'm not sure yet. Amazing views here at Chasm Lake in the east face of Longs Peak. Actually enough wind to here that I don't want to get too close to the edge. I'm in the more narrow section of the ridge shortly before the Crux. I think of around 13.5, and exactly as the trip report said, there's some snow and ice, but thus far it's all been avoidable. 99% certain I've identified where the Crux is. Looks like a little bit of residual water on it. I'm on some granite slabs, and I can see the Crux just up to my right. For anyone not familiar with Longs Peak, the Cable's route refers to the cable that used to be installed here. I think from the 1920s up until the 70s. Not certain about the years, but hasn't been a cable here in quite a long time, but there still are some eye bolts along the route. Let you know you're on the right track. A little bit of water on both the handholds and footholds. Really had to take extra care. I attempted the left-hand side of the slab as well, just because it looked a lot drier, but there wasn't much to hold on to. Even with a little bit of water, it was easier coming up the right. The second half of the pitch, despite it also being wet, looks a lot easier, a lot less steep. Still wet rock and solid places for my feet, but still have to be careful. I can kind of visualize my way through it already. So okay, yeah, my hands are actually reaching into puddles in the rock face, but at least there's something to hold there. Okay, a little bit of loose rock, but most rock is solid. Yeah. Just can't trust the footholds a lot. Oh, ice. No, not ice. Okay, I think the worst part is behind me. It's getting less and less inclined. Again, okay, solid handhold. This will hold me. Oh. Okay, crack on the left. Don't really have anything on the right yet. Have to rearrange my feet. Okay, solid rock. No, not too solid. Do be careful what you're holding. I contemplated down climbing this route as well, but given how wet this is, I think I'm going to descend on the Keyhole route. Just give a little context. I did the Maroon Bells Traverse just a few days ago, and this pitch on a wet day is much more difficult. From this point, a lot of the route description is much more general. Class 3 rock up and toward the left, toward the summit. So let's see how that goes. I'm still maneuvering around some snow and some wet rock, but otherwise much easier and a ton of paths to choose from. Within about 1 minute, I picked up a little climber's path going up to the left. A couple cairns showing the way too. The occasional class 3 section, although obviously you wouldn't have made it this far if you weren't comfortable with harder climbing than this. I'm around 14,000, a little over 14,000. At one point I started going straight up the ridge, but ran into some steeper slabs, so I backtracked. Better to keep going left. Still a little bit of a climber's trail to follow. And I'm not super high on the ridge yet. Long's Peak summit was actually a straightforward route aside from the nasty Crux pitch. Yeah, definitely descending on Keyhole. It's about 8 a.m. and surprisingly still a few amount of people here. Had the route to myself mostly. I did see one group coming up behind me, and then there was one group came up Keyhole Ridge. I think they left the summit already. I have a good view of people coming up the Keyhole route from here. I did this route several years ago. I don't quite remember it, but if there's any doubt, just follow the crowd going down, and of course be very careful with loose rocks. Do be mindful that this section would be quite difficult on a wet day, but as long as the weather holds, the grip here is great.
Awesome, thank you.
No worries, enjoy. I think going up you'll be fine there. Yeah. And then you won't have these people above you. Have to be on the lookout for a cairn on the right. Otherwise it would be easy to drop too far down this couloir. Down into the boulder field, just following cairns, and set a course toward the tents that I passed nearby this morning. But after that, we're back on the trail. Easy from here. All right, well, that was Long's Peak Cables route. For anyone who's done the route before, I'd love to get your opinion. I thought it was a deceptively hard crux in an otherwise really straightforward route. So please let me know if you agree or disagree. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it useful for planning your own trip. As always, love your feedback. What did you like? What can I do differently? And also, what other peaks and routes would you like to see? Okay, bye.